In the world of MMA, rivalries are born from battles inside the octagon, but some run much deeper, fueled by pride, heritage, and a quest for recognition. As UFC 305 approaches, one of the sport's most heated confrontations is set to explode when Israel Adesanya faces off against the newly crowned champion Dricus du Plessis. But what's behind the beef between these two fighters? Well, let's break it down. Welcome to the MMA Casuals Guide.
This is my African brother right here. Let's go. What's up, bitch? Let's go. Cheers. Whitaker covers up. Do you believe it? Dricus du Plessis calls his shot and stops Robert Whitaker inside 10 minutes.
What a performance by Dricus du Plessis.
The tension between Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya began to boil over after du Plessis' dominant win over Robert Whitaker. Riding high on his success, Dricus made headlines with a bold statement that he would become the first true African UFC champion. Born and raised in South Africa, du Plessis emphasized his roots, declaring that he trains, lives, and represents the continent of Africa, unlike other fighters of African descent who now reside and train elsewhere.
Well, I mean, did those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa, we're African born, we're African raised. We still reside in Africa, we train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
For du Plessis, this statement wasn't just about pride, it was a declaration of his identity, a way to distinguish himself from other African-born UFC champions like Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou, and of course, Israel Adesanya. But Israel Adesanya, the reigning middleweight champion at the time and a proud Nigerian, didn't take kindly to du Plessis' comments. Adesanya has always represented his Nigerian heritage with pride, despite living and training in New Zealand. For him, du Plessis' remarks were a direct challenge, not just to his title, but to his identity.
I've never questioned him as an African because, yeah, you were born in Africa, South Africa. Of course, you're an African. I've never questioned that. But who the fuck is this cracker to tell me who the fuck I am, who the fuck Kamaru is, who the fuck Ngannou is? I'm like, are you dumb? As a product of colonization, you're trying to tell me who the fuck I am. You can take the boy out of Africa, but you can never take the Africa out of the boy. I never ever did that to him. I never discredited him as an African. I just, okay, there you are, cool. You wanna make a fight, cool. But the fact that as a fucking cracker to tell me who the fuck I am, that pissed me off.
Israel Adesanya saw Dricus du Plessis' comments as dismissive, a challenge to the legitimacy of his African roots, and a slight that could not go unanswered.
Never use your anger in an emotional way. You can use your anger like I use in the Bronson fight, like I use in the Costa fight. You can use your anger to fuel you and be deadly.
After the verbal sparring, du Plessis let his fists do the talking. His next challenge was a tough one as he faced Sean Strickland for the UFC's middleweight championship. In a highly contested bout, du Plessis won by decision, a result that many felt was controversial. Despite the close nature of the fight, the judges awarded du Plessis the title, adding fuel to the fire of his rivalry with Adesanya. With the belt now around his waist, Dricus du Plessis had cemented his place as the champion of the middleweight division, but the rivalry with Adesanya was far from settled. Israel Adesanya's journey has not been without its hurdles. After losing his middleweight title to Alex Pereira, Adesanya faced a period of intense scrutiny and adversity. The rematch with Pereira was a defining moment for Israel Adesanya as he sought to reclaim the gold and silence his critics. In a stunning turnaround, Israel Adesanya delivered a knockout performance that not only earned him the victory, but also demonstrated his resilience and ability to bounce back from setbacks. Following his shocking title loss to Sean Strickland, Adesanya took some much-needed time off. This break allowed him to refocus and recalibrate his approach to the sport. Now, with renewed determination and a fresh mindset, the last stylebender is ready to prove himself once again. With his title hopes reignited and his confidence restored, Israel Adesanya now looks to take on Dricus du Plessis and prove once again why he is one of the most skilled and tenacious fighters in the entire history of the UFC. As we head into UFC 305, the stakes could not be higher. This is not just a title fight. It's a clash of identities, a battle for recognition, and the resolution of a beef that has been simmering for months. But this fight is about more than just who holds the belt. It's about who represents the continent of Africa, a land rich in culture, history, and a legacy of combat sports. Africa is a continent with a deep and proud history in combat sports, producing some of the fiercest and most respected warriors in the UFC. For both Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya, this fight is about more than just personal pride. It's about representing their version of Africa. Israel Adesanya embodies the strength and the heritage of Nigeria, while Dricus du Plessis stands as a symbol of South Africa's resilience and their spirit. One thing is for sure, when these two finally step into the octagon at UFC 305, it's not just about winning or losing, it's about legacy, it's about pride, and the right to claim the title to Africa's champion. Only one man will walk out with both the belt and the right to represent Africa on the world stage. Who will it be? And still, with Dricus still knocks du Plessis, or will we get a and new with the last stylebender, Israel Adesanya? Guys, UFC 305 this weekend is going to be an unbelievable card, and I cannot wait for the main event. If you guys enjoyed, please do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and comment down below who you think will win this weekend's main event. My name is Dino Bam Bam. This was the MMA Casuals Guide on the 10-7 MMA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.